Here we go for the tube. Say hi, tube.
What up, tube?
What's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
Alrighty, and last but certainly not least,
Time for the show.
it is time for the show. But I'm a little bit behind because I was prepping all this stuff.
Oh.
Let me jump on the Facebook over here.
Sorry, YouTube. You get this like little few minute
Oh, what you
delay.
saying?
Man,
Yeah.
it was like 10 seconds. Gosh, give me a break. Few minutes over
Few
here.
minutes.
Gosh,
10 minutes
like-
later.
I'm getting paid over here for being a producer, and I'm not even a producer.
Right? Right?
All right.
Mike's
already done.
dang.
Like
See,
that.
you're good.
Yeah,
You're
we're getting
good.
there,
Right?
man.
Getting there.
Getting there. This is why they pay me the big bucks.
Right?
Uh-huh.
All right, here you go. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
For the show in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business
Bros. That was a good one. That's it. Quitting the career, going full acapella.
That's it. We're going.
I like
Got to
that.
bring y'all to karaoke with me. We're going to get famous. We're going to get YouTube famous starting with that. And we'll,
Maybe
do the
not that-
America's Got Talent.
Yeah,
and
maybe not being good, but laughed at. And that laughed at works, right?
Yeah, most
All right,
definitely.
speaking of laughing at people, Hernancia is here, host of the Business Bros podcast. I'm here with my co-host.
The insurance bro, James Cias with Pipeline Insurance. And man, we are excited today. Has anybody heard of this term called lead generation? I sure heard of it, heard a lot about it. But you know what? Today's guest is going to bring us something even better. The next evolution, we're going to call this referral generation. Coming all the way from Atlanta and from a little bit of everywhere. We've got on the show today with Maven Marketing, Mr. Terrance Jelks, and Kenneth McCall III. Welcome to the show, fellas. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
I like how you dropped in the
Appreciate
third.
The third, right?
The third.
Gotta throw that in there.
Appreciate it.
Little known fact, there is another third on the
Alright.
show.
So there's like, a third and a third. That makes 2/3.
66
Or-
and 2/3
Math thing. Sorry, I
Yeah.
had to go there.
Right.
Whatever, math teacher.
Right?
All right.
All right, ladies and gents, before we get on to Maven, we want to give you the promos for the day. Remember, 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year. The board says 139, but actually it says 138, but we haven't added the one pair of shoes. Plus, over the weekend, my aunt, she gave us a big bag of shoes that, of course, are sitting in my car, so I didn't count them yet. So they'll be added to the count. So thank you very much for all the donations. We really appreciate it. If you have new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. He'll drive over there on his Harley, pick up those shoes. We really appreciate each and every donation. And if you got shoes you want to donate them, maybe this weekend, you can join us at an IB. We're going to be doing a beach cleanup on Saturday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. August 24th, in case you're listening to this in replay and it's past August 24th. You missed it. But we probably had a lot of fun because I'm asking everybody to bring a water gun so we can have a water gun fight after we clean up the beach. August 24th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, if you got time, Christian's Big Heart Race is going to happen at Roar Park. You can find out more info. Hit us up at Business Bros Pod. I'll send you the link so you can register and raise some funds. They'll do great things with checking people's hearts, making sure they're in good rhythm. So basically what happens is you can have some... what's it called? Arrhythmia. There you go. That you don't even know about, right? Where your heart's beating erratically, and you go to sleep and sometimes you don't wake up. So it's better, especially if you're an athlete, to get this stuff checked out. That's going to be on Sunday. So check that out at Business Bros Pod.
And one last thing, if you want your event, your charitable event to be featured on the show, reach out to Hernan at csfirst.com. We definitely want to help the community. Anything that you've got going on that is doing something that is being of service to others, reach out to us. Let us know. We want to help you get the word out.
Boom. Maven Marketing, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There it is.
We are.
What?
Happy Monday.
What is this referral gig you guys are talking about? Tell me a little bit. First of all, how'd you come up with the name? Where did it come from? It's a different point of view than lead generation.
Right. So before we get started, I want to address two things.
Uh-huh.
First is I do want to send condolences out to you and your brother for your
thank you.
your
Appreciate
loss.
it. Appreciate it.
Definitely want to, send my prayers and stuff your way.
Thank you.
Second of all, thank you for having us. It's definitely a pleasure being on here. You have a lot of great things going on, and thank you for having us on.
Of course. Thanks for coming on the show. Really, really appreciate it.
Want to take it?
Before you guys keep going.
Okay.
I love that hat.
Thank you.
It throws you off for a second. You're like, wait, make America great again? Wait a minute. That's not what it says. Make lead gen great again.
Right.
How do you do that?
So basically, we came up with the name. For one, it was kind of a mishap. We was actually corresponding with some people and seeing some things out there and seeing Maven. And I thought it was, I didn't know how to really pronounce it at first. I said, is it Maven, Marvin? I didn't know, but then looked it up in the dictionary, and it means connoisseur, expert. And like me and my business partner, anything we do, anything we have our name attached to, we like to be the best at it. So we want to be experts. So you put the Maven with the marketing. We expert in marketing experts.
I like that. I like that. So that's a little bit of namesake, right? Right. So how did you guys decide to get into this particular business? I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do in business, right? I mean, you're heavy in the real estate space. That's where you're kind of going after. But you decided to do it from a marketing standpoint. Right. Like, how did that come up?
So originally, I had actually started out in finance. I worked at a boutique investment bank, and I went over to Pacifica Companies, their private equity real estate group, and I started doing underwriting for them. And I just kind of realized that, finance, I love it to death, but it's not a passion. It's not something I wake up every morning and like, I'm ready to hit those spreadsheets and make that next financial model, you know what I'm saying? I was missing kind of the human element to it, so I knew I needed to start something. I wasn't sure what it was, so I started to do some research. It started off with kind of coffee. Wasn't too much room to do anything with the coffee industry the way I was wanting to at the time. And lo and behold, I ended up finding out about social media marketing, and I was like, this is interesting. Not sure if I'll like it or not, but turns out. Then I met Terrance. I started the business originally, and Terrance actually had some negative connotations, and I had to drag him into the business. He's like, hey man, I'm only going to meet with you on Sundays. I don't even know about this social media marketing stuff.
So he dragged you into it.
Yeah, my background is in taxation. I did taxes for like 6 or 7 years. So I deal with a lot of business owners, real estate agents, and they had used similar services as such as we provide today. And to be honest with you, I never got any positive feedback. It was always negative. I tried it. I think it was a waste of money, or leads that I got really didn't amount to anything. So prior to me, my business partner, you can imagine how my perspective on it was. It was like, why would I do something like that?
Your background's in taxes. I add a schedule, it has a result. I add a line, it changes my bottom line. Like, it's pretty basic. I put it in, I get something out. Right. But there's two aspects to marketing and branding, right? There's two different things when you're posting stuff online. One has an ROI. Yep. One doesn't have a measurable ROI, right? There's a difference between the two. So what did he finally say to you to convince you that, hey, this is something that works, man? Like, you need to jump on board. Taxes are boring, and plus they're seasonal, bro.
Well, I'm not going to say that. Taxes is not boring.
I know, I've been doing this in 2006.
Okay.
I feel you.
Yeah, so taxes, it is an all year round business. It's not just January through April. But when I partnered with him, what really made me go ahead and commit was he kind of took me to school. He kind of showed me, just like I tell people in any industry, no matter what you're in, even what you're doing this podcast, it's people who have integrity in what they do and take pride in what they do and want to really add value and create results. And then you have people who just want to make a quick buck, who's lackluster, lazy, not committed to excellence. And so it's the same thing, and it still applies to this industry as well. So him actually taking me through and showing me examples of people that really was doing it well, that really can get results, I was sold after that. And like I said, the bigger plan and what we have in this business, what our company that we have, is becoming a consulting firm. So this is just one aspect of it. So we're still doing the taxes. Also, just with any business, you got to have your taxes, you got to have your marketing, you have your branding, you got to have your consulting. So it's everything that makes a business work. It's not just one component. So that's the higher goal. Just right now, we're more so massaging the marketing aspect of it. Yeah, but
I love that. I mean, I'm getting a very brief overview of what you guys are doing, but it's very, very, very similar to the reason why we ended up starting the podcast. Like, our thing is insurance, right? Like that's what we do. Like if we take somebody that wants to add a line of business, like a tax professional, for example. You have a bunch of clients in your office that come in every single year. Why are you leaving money on the table by not providing their insurance policies? Or why are you leaving money on the table by not having a mortgage partner, right? You touch this client, right? I don't want to say touch. That's always a weird way to say it. But you communicate with this client, right? You meet with this client on a regular basis. There's communication that happens on a regular basis. I honestly feel like, and you can back me on this one, when I sit down with a client to do their tax return, this is a therapy session. Like
I'm their babysitter, I'm a therapist, because I tell people, you're dealing with their personal information. You're dealing with people's social security number, their kids' social security number, so it's a lot of trust there. So with that, when people trust you, they typically give you the other aspects of their life.
Well, but let me ask you, like when a client sits down with me, one of the first questions I ask them, every single one, is how was your year? And the answers you get from that question could be anything. Right? And you're listening to the story, right? And trying to say, okay, well, that has an implication. This doesn't. This has an tax implication. This doesn't, right? That's what you're doing. You're trying to pull, because they don't know what goes where on a tax returns. They don't know how it affects them, personal, business, whatever. So you're listening to this story, and then you're going to pull the information based on the based on the information, based on the skill that you have. What's the best avenue or best road that we can take them on tax-wise, right?
Exactly.
So you're trying to take same thing with finance. It's not the most exciting topic in the world, right? No. We all deal with money.
Right.
We all have to have investments, but it's boring. If you really think about it, taxes.
But is it though?
No, it isn't to you guys and me, but everybody else. Look out the window. How many of them decided to, go to tax school or run spreadsheets? It's not, right? So how do we get in? How do we get into this client? How do we stay top of mind on this with this client without being boring, right? Without talking. In other words, trying to talk to them in their language. And I think that's what you're doing here in social media, right? That's how we're expanding what we're doing.
Right.
Who are you after? You're after business clients, right? Wouldn't you rather do an 1120 than a 1040? Right?
Yeah.
Would you rather do a corporate, right? Or an 1120S, right?
Right?
You'd rather do a corporate return than you would a personal return.
Speak English.
I know, sorry.
Okay.
You're lost. You're having your own language conversation.
Well, my point is, you'd rather work with businesses because it's easier to work with businesses than individuals. You love the individuals, right? You'd love the individual tax returns, but you're after businesses. So you've developed this other company to help give those businesses something of value.
Yes.
You give them something of value, then when it comes tax time, who are they going to think of? Right? When it comes to set up their personal investments or their business investments, who they're going to think of. Right? So that's my overview of what I've had just in like 2 seconds, that we've talked. Does that sound about right?
Right. Most definitely. And like I tell people, it's about maximizing your situation.
Yeah.
Like I tell people, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you can keep.
That's right.
So, you make $1 million, but if you spend $1 million in one, like what is that really... What does that mean? So it's all about strategically planning, putting your investments, putting your money strategically in ways where it's going to benefit you in the long run. So many times I see people, they come in and I know we in marketing, but kind of dope back on the taxes thing. But they come in, I work with somebody that we work the same job. Why are they getting back on more refund than we are? It's like, well, your situation is not the same as theirs. Do they have 2 kids?
Right.
What about schooling? What about their business? This, that, and the third. Are you being taxed? What are your exemptions? This, that, and the third. So we applied that same kind of principle to this marketing. It's still, it's about investing in yourself, investing in your business. And that's really what it comes down to, putting yourself in a position to win, maximizing your money.
And I think that's the mentality that we both take to this marketing, is that it's an investment. It's not an expense. It's an investment. He takes the tax perspective, what he's just saying, and I take the finance perspective, and really, really honing in on, we're giving you an investment, and it's a faster investment than if you were to go into the stock market or if you were to do anything else for that matter.
No, and that's so true. I mean, when you're talking about investing, first of all, you have to have the discretionary income to do that. Right. So you need to sit down and take a look at either your business and see, how can we find the money to do this?
Right.
And that's where a skill set like yours comes in. We can sit down and say, look, let's look at your overall thing. Like, this is what it's going to cost. If I can find you the money in what you're already doing, would this be a benefit to you? And then give you a return on that.
Right. But that's almost the hardest hurdle to come over, because you sit down. A lot of clients we come with, they have desires with saying, well, my business is struggling. I need more leads or referrals.
I need more business.
Need more business. And it's like, okay, well, we have a proven plan that's going to get you from A to B, right?
We call it CPR, right?
Right. So your CPR. So we give you a plan of action how to get to what you want. You at A, we can get you to B. So now it's, well, obviously that costs an investment, right? That's going to have to mean you're going to invest in yourself. You're going to have to invest in yourself. But see, what I'm finding out is a lot of people have $1 million dreams on a $2 budget. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, it's not necessarily their income per se, is that they want to invest the least amount of money, but they want the highest return. And to me, that just don't make sense to me, because it's like, well,
but that's emotional, right? That's human nature.
I mean, but is it though? I mean, to me, that's just common sense. But to me, I understand common sense is not all that common.
Right. Well, it's 100%, dude. 100%. Except we come from the same, like, between us, we come from the same type of background. So, I mean, to you, it's basic math. It's like, dude, you put this in, you get this out. Right? Yeah. However, for them, they don't look. It's funny when I sit down with a client, and you can sit down with multiple clients. I know clients that are making $200,000 a year and are paycheck to paycheck. And I got people who are $50,000 a year living paycheck to paycheck. They're both broke.
There you go. Exactly.
It's just one broke looks a little nicer than the other.
Exactly.
But it doesn't matter. The mentality and the habits are exactly the same.
I like the way you think.
Right? Yeah. And so when you're looking at a business owner, it's kind of doing the same thing. Their mentality is, I need more business. And they don't think to use marketing dollars. To them, it's an expense.
It's an expense.
Right. The difference between putting a banner up and doing something on Instagram is exactly the same to them. The return has no real metric. First of all, how many of them actually look at their numbers to see if there is a return?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So even that in and of itself is difficult to get across. It's almost like you become an educator.
Yeah.
Right? Let me show you, this is where you are. This is where we want to get you. And this is what it looks like when you're there. Right? But sometimes, I mean, you tell me, you can do a lead generation, but leads aren't their problem. It's follow-up.
Right. So many times this happens. Like, the agent is like, oh, the leads that you gave me are crap. It's like, well, did you follow up with them? No. It's like, well, you need to follow up with them. So what we found is that somebody needs to follow up with them within the first 30 minutes that they fill out our lead generation form online. Now, what we've done, and this goes back into the referral generation, which I can explain the whole process to you, is we set up a system where we actually contact them for them. And so they don't even have to worry about that.
That's nice. That's definitely a good start. I mean, tell me this, though. When you have somebody that has a follow-up problem, is it really an investment issue, or are they just trying to get you to say, when that person clicks on my thing, I want a check in the mail?
And that's the society we live in. They think it's a magic pill for everything.
Yeah,
the easy button. Like I tell them, a lot of real estate agents we work with, a lot of some of the resistance that we get in the beginning is that they say, well, my business is based solely on referrals. And I tell them the method that we use in the system that we have in place, it's the same exact thing. We build in relationships, and the relationships turn into referrals. So, but it's not one of those things where you can just hand it off to us and boom, that's it. You about to get 50 to 20 closings a month. It's like, no, you still got to meet us halfway. We're gonna buffer it for you. We're gonna take them just to the point where it's time for you to do what you do best, which is close. But we can't close them for you. If we did, we would have a license and we have agents, so we wouldn't have to worry about going through.
We would be here to help you.
Right, exactly. So you, at some point, you have to kick in and do what you're specialized in.
Well, isn't that the thing about any business, though? Like, even tax business or in personal finance, right? Like, the face-to-face communication, the sit down and actually create the relationship, that part of the business will always be you. Yeah. If that is not you, like, if that's the one thing that you should be doing, it doesn't matter whether you're closing a $150 tax return or a $150,000 condo or a $10 million business transaction. It's still that face-to-face business negotiation network, whatever you want to call it, powerful relationship that still has to take place.
There's no substitute for that.
No substitute.
There's no substitute for that.
I mean, even when you guys talking to your clients, you are talking to your clients. Yeah. Yes. Right? Exactly. The lead came in. Right. But you have to follow up
with them. Exactly. Right. Exactly.
So
And that's what we pride ourselves on, is relationships.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
So you were saying that you have a system in place where you get the lead gen, right? The form comes in, no problem. You initiate the initial response, the initial calls, right? So that way, it's basically what you're saying is you're turning like a cold lead into a warmer lead, into like a hot lead. Like this guy or this person, this family is ready to transact. You need to contact them. So what would you advise a client? Like, what's the best? If you can have an ideal client, what does that look like to you guys? What kind of client is it? What what qualities or traits do they have?
Do you want to take it or we take it?
You can take it.
Oh, well, we want essentially a client that's, I use the terminology hungry. One that's hungry, that's passionate, that's passionate for giving their clients results, making an impact, making a difference. You know, one that's not just depending on somebody just to have a magic pill, as I alluded to earlier, and just expecting everything just to be just grand. Like I said, we do the whole, like I said, email marketing campaign, the website optimization. We do the whole gamut, advertising, landing page, follow up. So we got just about the whole gamut for you as far as that. Like I said, it just got to be more so a partnership. You know, like I tell clients is, you know, continue doing what you're doing. This is just an additive to that. So whatever you're doing, this is just plus that. So it's, you have marketing campaign, you basically doubling down. Because like I tell people with marketing, how you expect your business to grow if no one knows about you? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say in business, when I find out a lot of entrepreneurs, is that this is the one area that they undervalue. You know, they have everything else, they try and do this, but when it comes to marketing, for whatever reason, they don't feel like they're going to get a good return on their investment. And my thing is, you know, I was reading an article, Apple still spends $1.8 billion a year annually on advertising. Now, let's be honest. Do they really need advertising? I don't know about you. I see Apple everywhere. Like, I think that's a household name. They don't have to, but they do that for brand recognition, for customer loyalty, customer retention. So if they can spend it at the level that they at, you trying to tell me a realtor or a broker that you're so high up that you don't have to spend money on marketing and advertising? Well,
let's be honest. Like, if I'm spending $100 on ads, right? What is a good return on investment? How much do you need to get back from that? You know, how much profit do you need to make off that $100 for it to be a good investment? I mean, is it? Well, I mean, the $50? Is it?
Psychology behind it would say that you need to make 2.3 times whatever you invested. To be worth it. That's what the psychology
right?
Say, right?
But even if you use just basic math, if I make $1 for every $100 I spend, I just should spend more $100.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm gonna get $1 every time. If I'm profitable, period, then I should be doing that more often.
But that goes back to the mentality that you were suggesting earlier, that not everybody thinks that way.
Right.
Which is unfortunate.
It is tough. Unfortunate because go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, because
okay. I was gonna say, what do you think has been your biggest hurdle? How'd you guys overcome that biggest hurdle, like in this industry? Because I mean, we're talking about a lot of hiccups here with like, you know, mindset and this. Dude, I'll be honest. I mean, I've gone to a couple networking events and I have people that are my age and older, and just the, you know, giving away like a free video for YouTube is like super exciting for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a different mentality. So how do you get it across to somebody that this is what's going to work? Or what's been your biggest hurdle in getting new clientele to like work with you guys?
The biggest thing was kind of the industry that we're in is that it had a lot of negative connotations. So a lot of people, like kind of what I alluded to earlier as far as me being in taxation, a lot of people had used these services, but they hadn't gotten positive results on it. So initially that was some of the hurdles that we had to come across, is people saying, oh, I tried you before. I tried the Zillows. I tried the other platforms and nothing ever came of it. So our biggest thing, like I said, kind of go back to what I said earlier, is adding value and really creating results. And a big thing that we how we differentiate ourselves from everyone else is that we incorporated neuroscience with marketing. So with that, neuroscience is more so it's targeting people a certain area of their brain, which constantly with gives them an innate reaction to a certain situation. So if I reach my hand out to give you a handshake, what do you initially do?
I'm going to reach out to Sam.
Right, exactly. So we implemented that into our marketing strategy. Essentially, when we put them in a certain situation, innately they are going to react a certain kind of way.
And that's because we're speaking to the decision maker, and that decision maker is actually the primal brain, and that primal brain is what just drives all of our decisions. When we first see something, that's where all of our reactions come from. Our purchasing, every time we purchase something, our primal brain is deciding before your conscious brain is.
Exactly. It even goes down to, like I said, we're very detailed. It even goes back down to our company logo, the colors that we use, how we placed everything. Everything is down to is neural marketing. Our hats. The reason why we have make lead generation great again, it's because from afar, what do people naturally think? It's, make America great again. So I'm not here to get necessarily political, however your beliefs are, but it's a gateway to open up a certain reaction. So once we get that reaction,
now the conversation begins, and you don't know how many reactions we done got clients off of this. It just off of, oh man, that's really unique how y'all thought to flip it. It's just turning negative situations to positive.
And that goes into neuromarketing because the brain, it always responds and remembers and makes decisions off of the negative first. If you think about it, you remember something negatively more than you do positively.
Yeah, it has to do with us basically protecting ourselves, right?
Exactly,
We're always
yes.
looking for something that's going to be dangerous to us. So that's the first thing our mind wants to do is protect us. Help us survive, essentially.
Exactly.
So that's why we're rubberneckers, right? Oh,
Right,
that
exactly.
We can't help it.
Exactly.
We're
And
always
that makes
getting
traffic 2 times longer.
right.
When
Right.
you rubberneck.
But you can't help it.
Right.
You can't help it. It's the same type of thing with the hat. Like
Right.
first thing you're looking
It's
at, you
when you
can't
look-
help it.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Have
So
you guys
that's-
heard? I always give a shout out to Melina. Melina Palmer has a podcast called Behavioral Economics.
Behavioral economics.
The brainy business. It's
Oh,
about
sorry.
behavioral economics.
You're right.
Hmm.
I just
Happy
always go with-
Monday,
yeah, happy
everybody.
Monday. Sorry, Melina. It's called the Brainy Biz. Yeah, it's on behavioral economics. Why we buy things?
Yeah.
Like what's
Right.
the behavior and why we
Yeah.
make that trend? Like
Right.
simple things. Like I'll give you an example. I have this this kid in my class, and she needed help getting earning some income, so she started making burritos, right, and selling them in class.
Nice.
And she was selling for $1.50, and I was like, what you should do is just say, one's $2, or you can buy 2 for $3. And now your minimum floor is going to be the $1.50, but if somebody wants to buy one burrito, you're making 50 cents more on that one burrito, right? And most people are going to go 2
They're
for
gonna go
3,
2 for 3,
and you're going to sell out your
mine.
burritos a lot,
Right.
a lot
Yeah, there's
faster.
actually a term for that. It's called decoy marketing.
Yeah, exactly. And I learned that from Melina's podcast, right? It's just, a bunch of different tactics like that, just things that you don't actually think about, but you subconsciously do.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
It just clicks in your mind. You don't know why you went over there to buy that thing or what was it about that drew your attention, but it drew your attention.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that.
So
I mean,
it's just not like I said. A lot of people just think we just y'all just do is post pictures on Facebook. It's like I wish it was that easy, but like I said, it's definitely a science behind it. Timing, location, like I said, where we place things at, the colors that we put is very detailed. So that's how come we able to create results that create the results that we're creating, because it's very deliberate.
And when people think that we're going to sell a house, people think, oh, you're just going to do what everybody else does and put a picture up there of a house. Well, no, that's not the case. We'll actually use something that drives the primal brain. We have to figure out, like I was saying earlier, that decision maker. Are we going to a family? Are we going to veterans? And we can sell them a house without even showing them a picture of a house.
Just because you get into their heads.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the cool thing about us as well is that we get our clients in pre-market. So that means in pre-interest, before they go on Zillow or any other platforms like that, we have a system in place where we can get them for pre-market. So we basically have first dibs at them.
That's beautiful, because I mean, if I'm thinking about selling my home, for example, there's certain things, characteristic things that I'm doing. Maybe I'm like checking out Home Depot more. Maybe I'm like watching some HGTV, right?
That's what
Maybe I'm
saying,
starting to do some Zillow searches. I haven't even posted anything, but I'm starting to do some
Exactly.
looking, right?
And guess where that's gonna show up at?
Right, that's going to show up in your search results. That's going to show up in your feeds. That's going to show up in your pixels, right? So all of a sudden, we're talking about, okay, well, look at you. You know, your ad starts to show up, and look at this realtor. Right, and I see him again,
Right.
and maybe I don't notice it, but he's over here on the side, and he keeps showing up, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm ready to pull the trigger. I'm gonna go with that guy. I've seen him before.
Yeah.
I know him.
You ever seen that movie Focus with Will Smith?
Yes, where he sells
that number 55.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we do.
That's
exactly
perfect example.
Perfect example.
That is.
You
that
keep
is.
seeing, just giving people little subtle things throughout the day. So by the time it's time to make that decision, it just innately
They don't know why
they don't know
picked it.
why.
And
Like,
we may even advertise to their parents, to their family, and so that
Friends of friends, right?
Yep. So
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you know what? I saw this guy. I know you guys are thinking about purchasing a home.
Yeah. Well, even better if you have a friend of a friend who's already done it. So that's the hottest referral, right? I mean, you know
that's
this person
always-
already used it.
right. So, like I say, it's no more a question of whether or not we get the results or not. It's more so, like I tell people, is what you want ultimately. You know, like I said, a lot of times we get people who say, like I said, we want our business to grow. I can't, this, that, and third. I know I need to change. I'm struggling. I'm getting one closing a day and one closing a month. I need more. So, like I said, when we give you the plan of action from A to B, then that's when it's like, okay, well, I didn't know it was gonna be this. I didn't know it was gonna be that. So now at this point, I question, how bad do you really want it? But fast forward a week from now, I can see you on Disney World living your best life. So it's not that you didn't have the money, your priorities, you didn't really value investing in yourself and seeing your business grow, which I don't have no problem with that, but don't come to me and say that you want your business to grow, that you're struggling, that you're living paycheck to paycheck,
Not
and that
willing
you
to do what it takes.
If you're not willing to do what it takes, then I mean, that's
that,
a whole nother
that might
conversation.
Be your next step. That might be the next accountability thing. Like, all right, clients, it is call time. We are doing our power hour now. You're part of our group. We're gonna get this done. There's a reason why we have results. It's because we hold you to the fire.
That's what you got to do. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of programs out here now that's like, get rich quick. Let me 10x your business in one day. Let me do it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe those things work, but just me being in entrepreneurship for several years, there's no magic pill to this.
Hey James, you want to get rich quick?
Get rich slow.
That's how it works.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's blood, sweat, and tears. There's a lot of sacrifice, and there's a lot of sleepless nights, all that goes into it. So, I can't knock anybody for the hustle, but with me, we're gonna get you there, but it is a process and you got to trust it.
But that's the thing. Like, it always comes down to giving value first. Give value first.
Most
give
definitely.
value first.
Most
if you're doing
definitely.
something, if it's not working out the way you wanted to, it's because you weren't giving value first initially,
Exactly.
right? And you continue to do that, and don't worry, 10 years down the road, you'll be an overnight success.
Most definitely.
But it just takes that consistency and that effort to do it every single day at the same high level, over and over and over again. How many people did you help today? How many people did you help get to the next level? How many of them did you take from A and go to B? The more we can do that at a high level, the more successful we're going to be.
Exactly.
So I got a question for you guys then. Where do you see yourselves in the next year to 5 years? Where do you see this company going? Is it going to be? Yeah, I'll let you think about it. Is it going to be like where the marketing company takes over your finance backgrounds, or your marketing company feeds your finance backgrounds? Kind of an iffy one, huh?
I know for myself, I want maybe the marketing to be a household name. That's what I'm trying to go to. Like I said, anything that I do, I'm not half stepping with anything I do.
I want us to be like the one-stop shop for businesses. If you need anything done, we're going to come in and we're going to be able to transform your whole business. Was it taxes, investing, your finances, accounting, your marketing? You're going to come to us, and we're just going to be able to take care of you 100%.
Because we see that with a lot of business, even in real estate, which, like I said, we primarily focus in, is that when people get into business, they're good at what they do. So whether you're a cook or you're a painter, you're good at that. But that doesn't make you a good entrepreneur. There's other aspects in running a business. You got to have a bookkeeper. You got to do your taxes. You got to do marketing. You got to do branding. So a lot of times we see a lot of business owners, they're trying to wear so many different hats. So my thing is, why not put a team in place? Why not put people who are experts in those areas to be the best that they can be, so you can grow your brand, so you can be the best that you will be. But see, what a lot of times what we see is, and I use the terminology, save a penny, lose a dollar. So people are so conscious on, oh, I don't want to spend this, I don't want to do this, I'm trying to hold back this, but it's like, but you don't know what you're losing.
It's the opportunity cost.
Overall opportunity cost. So it's like, yeah, you may be saving a penny, but you're losing a dollar. Put people in a place. Why learn that? Why take the time to learn that when it's somebody already has been putting that time and energy and education into knowing that specific area of business? Put them in place. You may not eat as much, but you still should, in the whole grand scheme of things, you still should be more profitable. You should still be a little bit further along in your process. So we're just educating people on the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of people, I call it the 9-to-5 mentality. That's the job, the job which we, blueprint that we've been raised in. And it's like when you transition into the entrepreneurship, it's not the same. You got to change your blueprint. You got to change your mindset. You can't take it the same way. You can't try to keep all 100% of it. I may take 95% of it, but I want to make sure that my employees are taken care of first, that my fulfillment team, which we have, all that's taken care of. And then I eat last. I may not eat as much, but if I'm looking at the bigger picture and the ultimate goal where I'm trying to be at, it's all going to make it worth it at the end. So yeah, I can keep all 100% of it, but if I'm sitting up here wearing 10 hats, and like I tell people, you only got 100% of yourself. So I can't put 100% into 20 different projects. So I'm gonna wear myself thin. So that means each department is not going to be the best that it can be. So put people in a position to make them at 100%, pay them or do whatever I need to do. That's buying me more time, buying me a little more flexible freedom or financial freedom to do what I need to do. And then everybody's happy. I'm employing people. I'm giving back. I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to take care of my family. It's a system. And that's what we try to get people is how to scale and how to make a system. Once you have a system, you golden. Once you have a system in place, look at the Chick-fil-A. I don't know how y'all like Chick-fil-A, but Chick-fil-A is the model in which we try to go after. Because for a company, depending on no matter how your religious beliefs are, but the system they have in place, their food is of good quality, customer service is of good quality, and no matter what time of day you go in there, I don't care if you see 20 lines in the car, it's efficient, and your food is not going to be compromised or nothing like that.
In and out.
So
I like both.
That's another conversation.
Chicken versus burger, right?
I get what you're saying.
Or chicken. I get it.
Pretty much it, Chick-fil-A, the Chick-fil-A cows.
That's what I'm saying,
Apple, Droids,
McDonald's.
Chick-fil-A, In and
Team
Out.
Apple.
Right?
I don't know about the droids, but
Right. Tell me if you ever heard this one. System stands for save yourself time, energy, and money.
We just talking about that.
There you go.
That's it. Just save yourself time. You may not eat. If I'm making $1 million, I may not make the whole $1 million, but I'll make $980,000 if now it's giving me more of a time to spend with my family. I can go on my vacations. I have the more disposable income. I would take that $20,000 decrease. Versus like I said, Pete, we program to take it all. If I'm making $1 million, I want it all. I want to save it all to myself. It's like, no, man. Let's have this find that balance. Let's
put your hand in the cookie jar. But as long as you're holding that many cookies, you can't get your hand out.
Exactly.
You'll be stuck.
Exactly.
All right. Dude, I had fun so far.
Oh yeah,
I learned a lot of cool stuff.
Oh yeah,
great conversation with tax people.
I can keep going. You said 30 minutes, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, let's do the Ask the Bro section. So feel free to ask James or myself any questions you like. He's our systems guys when it comes to the insurance company. He's the one who puts all those systems in place so that when somebody comes on, there's everything from when you first come on to your training to support is all in place, and that's all him. He's done a lot of that. I'm more of the other side. I'm more of the entrepreneur side. I'm like, I got an idea. We should do this, and he's like, oh crap.
Now I got to put a system in place.
I got to put a system in place. Okay.
So, but feel free to ask us anything you like, and we'll give you the best answer we got.
I'm real big on books, so, and I see you guys have a lot of good books around. What's your guys' favorite book?
Favorite is tough.
Honestly, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Classic.
Straight up. Lord of the Rings. It's the only book or series of books that I've read 4 times.
So
yeah.
Okay.
Now, business books, on the other hand,
Okay.
also classic. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Gonna go with that one.
Robert Ty. Yeah, okay.
And same thing, you know, you gotta go with the series. You gotta read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Followed it up with the Cash Flow Quadrant,
Yep.
And then what was
Investment.
the last one?
Babylon.
Investing.
Dude, yes,
Richest Man in Babylon.
Babylon. Richard Man in Babylon.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes,
Yep.
that's a good one.
Yeah, my issue is favorite. Favorite is tough because there's so much. I
it
think
is.
my favorite book is whatever I'm currently reading.
Mhm.
Like I just finished Compound Effect. I
good
finished
book.
Start with Why. Where I'm currently reading Finding Your Why. It's whatever I'm reading at that particular moment, but I try to like not stop reading. You know what I mean? And I can't say reading anymore because it's audiobooks these days.
I know, right?
Right? Because that's the time I find it. Like that's
I love that.
that's
I
the way
love
it
when
is.
audiobooks came out.
Yeah, I loved it
Love
too.
audiobooks, man.
And that's like if I'm not the only time I'm listening to music is when the wife's in the car or the kids in the car. Other than that, like I'm just
What you
learning.
listening to?
Right now?
I'm talking about with the kids in the car, the bubble guppies and.
Nah, like right now I got like a 90s playlist
Okay.
on
They're,
Spotify.
they're older than that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that young.
Okay,
They're
not
not that young.
No,
Okay,
Not anymore.
okay.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
They did the bubble guppies.
They
for a
did
little
all
bit,
that
right?
for
But,
sure.
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
okay.
They're
Yeah.
9 and 10 now, so
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no.
bet it.
The boy and I, we talk Marvel most of the day.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We sat and watched 17 out of 22 movies over the 4th of July weekend.
18.
So.
18.
Binge
watching, huh? Okay.
No,
It was we did 18. We didn't
18?
do the last 4.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But
18
Okay.
then.
it was a challenge, so we tried to do it. We 3 days straight of nothing
just
but movie
kinda-
watching.
Yep.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Nice.
Crazy.
I like that.
It was a good weekend.
Yeah, most definitely.
Dedicated.
A lot of movies.
Yeah.
A lot of movies.
That's my thing. I'm
Your movie,
big old. No, I'm a big Marvel nerd.
Marvel. Okay.
Yeah, big Marvel nerd.
Didn't it come on one not too long ago?
Like the
Endgame.
biggest
There's something. Yeah.
box office.
Something.
smack-
Yeah. Something like.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't miss that one. I apologize,
all good.
man. I'm not.
It's all good.
Yeah. If it don't. If
That's
don't
it. This
come on
podcast
Fire
is over.
Stick.
Right.
I'm done.
You just shit on my
Don't judge
passion.
me. Don't judge
Right?
me.
Seriously.
All right, which camera we want, Ham?
Let's start with Terrance. Gonna be on that red camera over there.
Red one.
Boom.
Okay.
Right
All right.
there.
We
Let
gotta
people know
do-
how to get a hold of you.
Oh. Well, we was gonna say his. Can we put it in? I don't know his number.
Oh, wait.
Now he wants to
He got
put
the
up
number.
Bumpy.
Yeah, he got the
Now
number.
he's not
on it.
talking about taxes.
Boom.
He said-
I want to talk about taxes. No, that's
switch
funny, dude.
that
I
around.
don't always get to talk taxes on the show, so it's
See,
kind of
that-
cool to like.
yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it jives
I
differently. But I'm
know,
telling
it
you, it
does.
only jives for
Uh-huh.
us. Everybody else doesn't
They don't-
care.
they don't care.
They don't
They-
care.
Speak English.
But this is so
Exactly.
important, though. I told you that's the foundation of any business.
I agree.
You
I
got
agree.
to have your taxes. You got
I
to
agree.
have.
Well, the
It's like
reason
a
why
foundation.
he got into taxes is
Uh-huh.
because when our first business went belly up, he had to learn that stuff
That's what
really
I'm
freaking fast.
Yeah, I was like, wait, employment taxes? What the hell is
So
this?
many people,
Right,
so many
corporate
clients
taxes? What
come
the
in
hell
like
is
this. I'm
Yep.
telling
Right?
you.
And I didn't know. So the first
Uh-huh.
thing I did after we failed in our first business was enroll in tax school.
Mhm.
There you go.
Who is Uncle Sam and why the hell did he take my money?
Yep.
Why did he take my money? All right, Kenneth, let's start with you. This camera right here.
That one right there.
This one right here. See, I told him before the show that I can't look into cameras, so.
That's cool because that one doesn't show you your face.
Okay, good.
Go ahead, tell people how to get in touch with you.
Yeah, so you can get in touch with us at the info@themavenmarketinggroup.com, or you can go to our website www.themavenmarketinggroup.com, or you can shoot me a text or call me at 213-344-7857.
Boom.
There you go.
There you go.
Appreciate you.
Terrance, you want to do yours?
Don't follow him. That's all our company stuff, all our
All right,
information. But yeah, just follow us. Like I said, if you want to grow your business, if you truly passionate about taking your business to the next level, who you want to talk to.
That's what I'm saying.
Just point down a little
Just
bit.
point
'cause-
down.
yeah,
Okay, we're
it's
gonna
right
point
there.
down.
It's
Okay.
right there.
It's right
That
there.
phone number's right there. You can get
Okay,
to
fine.
Terrance
Or
or
if you,
Okay.
Kenneth.
or if you
Alright.
want, you can look us up on Facebook, Maven Marketing CO.
Maven Marketing CO.
And you've been tagged multiple times
Yeah, so,
Okay.
so
on
you'll
this
see.
post.
Okay.
Well, dude, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
that's-
dude, that was fun, man.
That was fun. I want to keep going. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm passionate about this, so we can keep
Same,
going. I
dude.
feel
Same.
you. I'm
Like that's
with
a
it.
conversation
Yeah.
I've just known. I've been doing this since 2006. I've been doing taxes since 2006, and as much passion as I have behind it, like this is why, dude.
I know.
Don't you understand? Like,
know.
do you know why they call it a refund?
That's
Like,
what I'm
some
saying.
simple things like that. Like,
You overpaid.
dude, what
You
are you
overpaid.
thinking?
It's so crazy. And I
No.
told you the two things that's definite in life is death and taxes.
Yes.
So if you know taxes is one of them, why not be the best you can be at it?
Yeah, and then you can go ghost hunting. You got best of both worlds. There you go.
You know, there's levels to this. There's levels to it.
All right, ladies and gents. Quick reminder: 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year. So if you got new shoes, used shoes, or you want to donate cash, hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. And for those of you who maybe have tax offices or you have mortgage offices, you want to add insurance into your business, hit us up at Business Bros Pod. We'll help you get that type of revenue source into your office. But realtors, lenders out there, we want to make it super easy. You help them find a home, we'll help protect that home. So it's real quick. You hit need insurance on our show notes. There's a link there. Go ahead and click on that. Let us show you the quality of service that we provide your clients, and check it out. We'll be connecting with them on a regular basis, at least 3 times a year when they got to renew, when we got to follow up with them. And if you're part of our referral network, who do you think we're going to call? We're going to hit you up, especially when they buy a new car, they got some extra debt that they need to consolidate, right? Who's the perfect person to call for a refi? The same referral partner. We work both ways. So be part of the Business Bros Network, because that's how you stay top of mind. And then on Saturday, we're going to have a beach cleanup, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So bring your water guns. Let's go clean up IB. Have some fun. Get your 4 hours of community service. If you got a kid in high school who needs some community service, come on down. Or maybe you need some community service for something you did. Come on down. 4 hours of community service here in IB. And on Sunday, we got the Christian's Big Heart Run at Roar Park. So at Business Bros Pod for all those details, or see us first /events. And that's all we got for you guys today.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay.
You guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you
for having us.
Real talk, honestly, man. Like I said, I know y'all have a lot of guests on here, but what y'all do is definitely not unappreciated. I appreciate you all for having us. It's an honor to be on the show, and like I said, I wish y'all nothing but prosperity and continued success in y'all journey. For real.
And we'll be talking
and ditto.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Ditto. Looking forward to seeing Maven Marketing become a household name.
Like you pay attention. I see you pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll be talking more, because like you guys got some of those stuff that I know is rooted in every business. And I mean, on top of the marketing, those core things, I mean, those are the tentacles that reach into any business.
Yeah.
You can get in there and
you can
help every single business out in a number of ways that they don't even know about yet. So, I think you got a good thing going. So we'll be talking a little more. All right, ladies and gents, that's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
Peace.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Bye,
Peace
Facebook.
out, Facebook.
See you, Facebook.
Oh, we got you to 75.